strife. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up.
And hello everyone, and welcome back to PTM Racing TV. We're live here tonight here for the at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the East Coast Racing Circuit Series as our truck drivers get ready to swing them on by here for tonight's action. 9 drivers are locked and loaded with us here tonight. As the league starts to continue to grow and build up, we've got more and more drivers coming on in, and of course, this being a track that we are known too well here on PTM Racing TV, this is one of those tracks that we've seen some of the best races, some of the best battles, and it doesn't matter if there's 9, 5, or 20 or 30 cars on the track. In my opinion, Las Vegas is the track that really sparks some great racing in the NASCAR series. As you get a good look at all our drivers here tonight getting situated on by, we'll have the qualifying results here in just a little bit. We're just kind of giving the drivers a little showcase of their cars and kind of have an idea tonight of what you're going to be seeing out of these drivers as they get situated on out. Let's take a look on the onboard camera here with the number 6 machine. So one thing I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to really showcase to you here on the start here, is you're going to watch them really take that bottom line and that middle round there. You're never going to see them really get anywhere near that high side on those corners. You're going to see a lot of drivers apex it right off at the corner there on the entry, then bring it straight down to the middle there and really try to rock that bottom line to the best of their ability as they raise it up to the top side there to the wall for a clean finish all the way around. That's going to be the hardest part for these drivers tonight, is really mastering each corner and mastering each spot, trying to find the right area, the right spot to hit, and just trying to get a good idea of what they're going to be coming up with here tonight and trying to work in. So expect, in my opinion, you're going to be expecting a lot of good racing, some strong battles, and hopefully, if all goes well, last time we saw these guys out, it was at the Worldwide Technology WWT Raceway. A great race there to be had, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, these guys told me earlier that they said we can do much better than that, and we want to prove it to our fans and our friends out there. So I think tonight you're in for a show here, folks, as they get ready for the last bit of their qualifying laps in here. We will cut to a quick commercial break in a second to kind of get everything situated out and get them ready to go for tonight's race, of course. So, real quick here, though, folks, we want to have a little word from our sponsors over at Durkee Stone Works. They doing stone walls and sidewalk patios. They're the best. If you're looking to get something done up from like that, then you definitely call them up and be sure to hit them up. And then, of course, also we're at Freedom Landscaping. Freedom Landscaping is the all-in-need one-shop landscaping service. They sponsor up tonight's East Coast Racing Circuit. If you guys are looking to get the best landscaping done at the right price, then be sure to call up 336-909-0629 for Freedom Landscaping. And as we get situated out here, guys, the drivers are getting their last-minute qualifying laps in. Justin Lawson in the 20, the 42 of Mike McMillan, the 6 of Kyle Jackson, the 51 of, looks like we missed him there. We'll have the results here in a minute. We're still kind of figuring everyone's names out. Play Brandon Coleman, and then you got Steven Naylor, William Estes, and then Brian Doty, and then Rick LePage. Alright guys, so let's go ahead. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break while I go ahead and get the race results in here to see who will be where in tonight's gridding order. Alright, as we get situated on out, we are now ready to rock and roll here. Let's get you guys back onto the track here and get ready for tonight's action-packed night of East Coast Racing Circuit Truck Series, coming to you live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's start them on the pole. We'll start off with the 43 of Paul Durkee. To his outside will be the 20 of Justin Lawson. Row number 2, we're going to see the 42 of Mike McMillan. And his outside, that's the 6 of Kyle Jackson. Row number 3, we're going to see the 51 of Brandon Coleman. And his outside, that's going to be the 4 of Steven Naylor. Row 4, we'll see William Estes in the 54. And his outside, that'll be the 39 of Brian Doty. Shotgun on the field tonight, Rick LePage. That is your starting lineup for tonight's action here as we get them situated on by. Tomorrow night, we want to give you guys a quick little heads up. We are not going to be broadcasting for anybody or any services, so if anybody's curious, we can maybe swing you in for one little race if you'd like. No, this time around, the Pedal to Metal Racing League will have the week off due to Thanksgiving. So, let's be honest, all of us Americans need some time to go out there and have a little bit of fun and eat up some good grub. So as we get situated out here, guys, we get them ready to go here and rock and rolling. This should be a good one here tonight. A lot of heavy hitters and a lot of drivers looking to try to take shape and take gold here tonight. Who will be the one to win? We'll find out here in just a minute. If you guys could share us on around as well, get some fans in here, get some views in here. We always appreciate that. I know you guys at home would love to have some more folks come on in and have some fun with this here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. We are stacked. We're loaded up. It is ready for all-time battles and some good action here. Coming down that back straightaway, we will see our drivers come to life here on this restart. And I'm going to tell you right now, Las Vegas Motor Speedway has never really disappointed us when it comes to good battles and good racing. I expect nothing less here tonight from these drivers. Who is going to be the one to claim victory here tonight? We're going to find out right on the start here as the pace truck brings them on around. We are ready now, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Paul Durkee will show them the way off this start. Coming around to the restart zone. They're in the line. They're in formation. The green flag flies. We're underway. Right off the start, you're early going. Paul Durkee gets a good jump on that. Justin Lawson trying to hang with him on that start, going to the outside line now, trying to build him up on back in. Here he comes down on the outside line to the inside, working it in. Works it on through here. Now the 42 of Mike McMillan looking to the inside line. Well, he's got the 6 of Kyle Jackson kind of pushing up on the rear there, trying to deliver the three-car draft, or truck, I should say, to build them up and try to get them up ahead of the run here. We come on around out of turn 4 now. We've got ourselves a battle for second. That's a 6 of Kyle Jackson looking to move on in, trying to build up momentum to take it around here as they continues it through. The 20 of Justin Lawson is still in the second running, while Paul Durkee off to a very strong start in the race lead. Tire conservation is going to be a big key factor here when it comes to winning this race. It's all about how you handle those tires and how you hold up. But that draft, I'm going to tell you right now, is the biggest part, in my opinion, to survival and losing. Right on around we go here, guys. They bring him on back on in. Everyone's still jockeying for position, still trying to get a good run here as they come on by down out of turn 3, back down into turn 4. Or turn 1 into 2, I should say. I apologize there, but they bring him on through. Everyone rocking and rolling, still jocking all the way through. You see the 20 there, Justin Lawson to the inside there of Kyle Jackson. Jackson opens the door, and the 20 of Custon decides he wants to be a thief in the night. He wants to steal that spot from him. He comes on now down the front straightaway. 4 laps are coming in now as we are starting to really rock and roll with this one here. Through we go down to that turn 2. Almost a 3 wide salute, about ready to initiate. That can be dangerous, but that can be very interesting. It's very possible to hit 3 wides here. We've seen it before on multiple platforms, and they're a lot of fun to call. While the 54, William Estes now builds them on in. He's trying to get the Manchester Market 54 ahead there of that 6 machine, bringing it on through the Ford versus the Toyota. Back on around we go here. You've got a heated battle between these drivers right now as Justin Lawson desperately trying to cling on to life there, and you see a little bit of a movement there coming from the 54. Estes looked to the inside. He couldn't quite get the run there. Try to battle it in for third. Now the driver's moving on through, and look at this. The 51 of Brandon Coleman, the Nerds machine. He's got a full throttle assault. And that 51 Ford F-150, that heavy-duty Ford is showing what he's going to do with the other heavy-duty Ford of Paul Durkee. Durkee trying to defend him off there on the inside line there, trying to build him up, but he's giving him room, in my opinion. He's got to be careful about that. Can't overdo it. You can't leave too much room there for to be let out. On around we go here now, the inside. Look at this, battle for the race lead. Kyle Jackson now in the hunt while Coleman goes to the inside. Paul is in trouble. Paul is losing ground there. Turn 1 down turn 2. The best 543 is in big trouble. Swings it up to the top. The 51 of Brandon Coleman takes it. Now can Paul get to the inside and pull the switcheroo on him? No. Coleman says, forget that idea, buddy. You ain't getting around me now. He moves it on down out of turn 4. We've got ourselves a new race leader. While Kyle Jackson now looks into the 2nd place spot, he's still giving it everything he can here to try to get some momentum to carry him on through and run him on by, while William Estes is watching all this from the back, kind of figuring out where he wants to go with this and how he's going to play it on in. Back on around, you see here a little bit of a battle as Justin Lawson tries to stay ahead of Brian Doty. Doty is still going to prefer him to make a move there on turn 1 down into turn 2 here. Doty trying to see if maybe there's something in that Ford Mustang he can get ahead of that Chevrolet Silverado. They are working them on by down that back straightaway now. Everyone jockeying for position at the 54, and William Estes now looking for a run and a half here. And look at this. Kyle Jackson in the 6 machine now builds up a whole lot of momentum. He's going to sneak him on by and get him into a run here with the 51. You're on board here with Kyle. 1/8 the way through this one, and right now it's a solid battle between these drivers. Jackson looking to try to stay ahead of the curve here as that 43 of Paul Durkee is eyeing him, trying to get around him, trying to stay ahead of the curve here. They work him on by around here. They go to the inside here. William Estes now to the inside there. That 43 of Paul Durkee. Durkee's in trouble yet again. A daily double might be in routine for him, and that's not the daily double he wants. That's the one that puts you even further in the back. They went side by side by about a half a truck length there. That was door-to-door action right there. And speaking of door-to-door, here comes Kyle Jackson. Jackson is not giving an inch here. You might as well call him Action Jackson, because he is bringing all the fight to this movie tonight. He works it on down around turn 3, yet back down into turn 4 they go. Here the 51 of Brandon Coleman desperately trying to hang in this one. Coleman trying to build momentum to the outside, but the Silverado Chevrolet of Kyle Jackson has all but lapped up this one for the race lead, as he's now got help from William Estes as they swing it on through down around out of turn 1. What did I tell you earlier, folks? Las Vegas doesn't disappoint. This is what I was talking about earlier. I love calling this stuff. It's good, hard-fought racing side by side, all out, full throttle assaults. It's what makes Las Vegas so good. It just takes one little error, one little bobble. You lose ground and time up. but at the same time, you can make up for it quickly if you can get the draft and you can get back into it. It's very similar, in my opinion, to Daytona and Talladega on a multitude of levels. Round and around they go here. They bring him on back on in, trying to build him up to that back straightaway. Now the 43 there looks it on by. He's got trouble. Paul Durkee trying to stay ahead of William Estes, but Brian Doty now is starting to make his way up to the front, trying to hard charge this one through. We're going on board here with Doty. What a battle and what a race going on between these drivers side by side. They take it in. You've got to battle for the lead. You've got to battle for third. Oh, but let's be honest here. They're all battling for their race lead. They're still going into there as hard as they can. William Estes rockets it down to the bottom out of turn 3. Back on in they go down out of turn 4 here. Estes looking for the jump, looking for the run. You build them on down around now. Brandon Coleman in that front straightaway now builds up momentum to get around Kyle Jackson this time by. Across the stripe. It was Coleman that got the advantage there. Jackson following just a little short this time. It's been a trade-off. I think we've had about 7 or 8 lead changes here. And if I had a shot for every one of them, I'd be hammered right about now because this is getting some good racing here. Look at this now. Crossover down to the bottom. Here comes Kyle Jackson yet again. Back on the attack. Wow. These guys not laying an inch off anybody. They want to fight for this one. You talk about hard racing and some good, clean racing. This is strong, action-packed, independent stuff from the drivers of the East Coast racing circuit. If you guys are curious, they are hiring for drivers for their next season. If you want, I've left a little notification in the stream down below. Be sure to click on East Coast Racing Circuit, message them up and say, hey, how do I sign up for this? I want to race you guys. They are going to be taking invites and stuff for season 2 in the due time here. Right on around they go here. Brian Doty staying ahead of the curve here, building up some momentum as he carries it on through. Kyle Jackson desperately trying to stay out of trouble and out of sight and out of mind. But Doty, he worked it from the back. He's going for the outhouse. He's charging to the White House. But unlike our presidential debate, they're definitely starting to hit up a lot harder and get the votes in a lot quicker because he's really working it up to the front better than anybody right now. That is the only time I'll ever get political, so don't come after me about that. Right on around they go here out of turn 4 here, back on in. You can see the 43 there, Paul Durkee trying desperately to get back to the race lead where he started on the pole. He is fighting, he is clawing, and Brandon Coleman knows he's there. Through here now, side by side out of turn 4. I turned my head for a minute. All of a sudden, the cameras were calling some action here. Look at this. Paul Durkee not laying an inch off of Brandon Coleman. Coleman, he is fighting for everything he's got to stay ahead of the curve. You got to wonder, though, when's those fuel and tires going to be coming into effect? Because I can tell you right now, I know those cars do not have enough to finish this entire race out. 1/4 of the way now coming on by, and just like when we started on the 1/8 the way there, it is still side by side for the race lead. And no, we're not at Talladega, and no, we're not at Daytona. This is just all out madness and hard racing between 9 of the top tier drivers that lay waste to these races. Throw it on, through they go here. Everyone's still jockeying for position, still battling on in. Now Paul Durkee back to the inside line. Kind of work the outside a little bit and get a draft off Coleman. That seemed to help him. Kyle Jackson sees what he's trying to do and tries to help him by. Work them on through here. They come on through. No one giving an inch. No one giving any time up to this. They are all in a heated battle for the race lead, folks. 3 wide slew down the back straightaway. They clear it out of turn 2. Can they hold on? Doty tries to stay in it. William Estes trying to stay to the bottom and put Kyle Jackson in the back here. Oh my goodness, folks. They keep changing this one around on me. You would have thought this was something. No! The front straightaway. Brian Doty goes for a tail spin whip. And unfortunately in Vegas, you don't want to get tail whipped like that. You're not on a horse. You're on a, well, let me rephrase that. You got some horsepower, but you're not on a horse. He got tail whipped so quickly, you'd have thought that was a ranch hands move right there. That is not what you wanted to see. Let's go to the replay and take a closer look at this one. Here is the PTM Instant Replay. We're going to take a look from another angle here in just a moment. But watch Doty here. He comes on down. He just overdrove it down there, and Estes didn't lift. I hate saying it, but Doty did that one to himself, and it cost him some time there. But in all honesty, if you're going to spin, that's probably the best way to spin, in my opinion. That was pretty simple compared to what he could have been through there. But nonetheless, here, definitely a lot of ground time to make up for that one. Here is your PTM Instant Replay. Let's take another look at it from another angle. See it right there. He didn't even have enough time to kind of get off the throttle there. Doty was already on him. And that ended up costing them both big time there, but goodness for them as they were able to get down to pit side here in pit road and get that one fixed up on in there. See, maybe we got a few drivers that would like to talk with us here tonight. Let's see if maybe we could talk with Paul Durkee here. I think right now, currently we're going to pit side here, so we will leave him alone for the moment. We don't like talking to drivers when they're going in pit side here. We like to let them do their own strategy, their own stuff, and then get taken care of later. You see the crew guys down there working on the car, getting ready to build them on back in. We'll see how this one plays out here for our drivers as everyone gets situated on in and taken care of here. Alright, he's out. Let's go ahead and have a chat with him. Alright, folks, now we've got the 43 of the Best Buys, Paul Durkee, and that Ford F-150 heavy-duty machine. Paul, right now, man, off to a strong start after that battle with Coleman, Jackson, and Estes. I got to believe you got some stroke of confidence there coming off pit road and giving the race lead to start this one off.
Yeah, we've just been saving tires and see what we got for the end of this thing, but the old Best Buy's Ford F-150, she's hooked up pretty good tonight.
She definitely is, my friend. I mean, I got to ask you, I mean, with this being kind of looks like a long-term race, is there anybody that really kind of poses a threat to you to take the race lead away?
Not that I've seen.
Well, that's one way to put it, but all right. Anyway, Paul, it's good to have you on board. Thanks for taking some time to talk with us here, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yep. Paul Durkee, everybody in the 43, having a little chit-chat with us before we get back to green flag racing here. As we switch them on around here, guys, we'll get them back on in and get them ready to go for some more racing here. If you guys would like to, you can always go ahead and comment down below, and we'll have a little chit-chat with you guys here and there. I know our visual presentation is probably not as clean cut and beautiful as everyone else's around in the AI racing world, but I mean, I really don't think we need to worry about that when we can really use our voice to manipulate that. So I hope you guys are enjoying this so far, but I mean, right now, these East Coast racing circuit guys are definitely making a mockery out of what I just said visual-wise. These guys are firing on all cylinders, giving a great battle here, and that's what the circuit is all about. It looks like we're going to go to a one-truck draft here. They will get situated by, I believe one thing, if I remember right from the last time we worked with these guys, what they do is that they will allow everyone to choose their spot. When we go on green here, they will let them switch into the spot they want to drive on to begin with. That's a unique strategy and really plays more to the favor for first, third, fifth, and on back to kind of get where they want to be at and what they want to do here. So even though you see the green go, they will line themselves up in the position they want by personal choice, and it looks like Durkee is going to stick to his gun here and go to the inside. If I had a guess, that's generally where I would start. Estes would have to go to the outside, then Brandon Coleman, I would say he's going to probably start on the inside as well. Although, to be honest with you, when you're on row 2 and on back, that outside line's not actually a bad place to be at, if you can believe that. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. There are multiple areas and multiple lines you can hit here on Las Vegas, but mainly the bottom and the middle line is the only spots you're going to get the most runs off of. And Durkee, oh, look at this here. He's going to make a mockery out of what I just said. He's going to the outside line. Looky here. Is this mind games or is this strategy on his end? I'm not sure. I would have personally started on the bottom because I always like having the runs to the bottom so I can get a good jump off the exits. But maybe he sees something that I don't out there. I don't know. But nonetheless, here you see our drivers work them on in. Stephen Naylor in that 4, and then you got the 42 of Mike McMillan right beside him there, and Brian Doty in that 39, and of course the 12 being driven here by Rick LePage. As they get situated on in, they'll then get them off to the restart zone. Once they're in that zone, they can go on away and get back to running. Here we go. 27 laps in. We are still at a good amount to go. Not quite halfway there just yet. Work them on by out of turn 1. Down to the bottom goes William Estes yet again. Brandon Coleman in the 51. Trying to hang on to that outside line to get some jump on there. If Paul's strategy worked to his favor, I don't know. Because right now, I don't really think there is really a way to work that strategy. And I think you can get a good jump start on the restarts if it's a green-white checkered from there. But maybe that's just him trying to see where he's got for later on. Hard to tell. But the Toyota Tundra, or William Estes, man, he's hard charging his way through here. Kind of builds it on in. Got a little hard off our entry there. He couldn't quite bring it in to exit the way he wanted to. And that just opened the door up to Brandon Coleman. The 51 Nerds Ford F-150 right now is flying by, giving it all she's got to the inside line there. Estes trying to hang in there, trying to stay ahead of the curve to battle it on back through. Paul Durkee now still works a good run and a good momentum line here. Still holds the race lead from his fellow teammates. His fellow comrades, I should say, working on by as the 6th of Kyle Jackson goes to work with Justin Lawson in the 20 machine. And the 4 of Stephen Naylor right behind all of them here, kind of getting some momentum to carry through. Naylor in that piece of HUD, number 4, going to do battle here. It looks like the 39 of Brian Doty in his Mega Plumbing machine, 39 machine. Trying to hang in there and trying to get some hard runs on down around they go here. Everybody jockeying for position, still getting a good run and a half. But the Pizza Hut number 4 of Naylor, I gotta be honest, I think it's probably maybe one of my favorite beat schemes I see out on the track. So clean and slick, yet so unique. I love those kind of schemes. Right on around they go here, back on through here. You can see Paul Durkee in the 43 Best Buy machine trying to hang in there with the 51 of Brandon Coleman. Coleman now looking to the inside, maybe making a run for it. He tries to sneak him on by out of turn 4 they go. Lap 31 of 80 now coming into the books. Everybody still jockeying and running their race, running their line, trying to see who is going to get a better advantage here and who's going to get a better run off of this line and momentum. Brian Doty, though, and Naylor are just going at it here. Look at that. Neither one wanting to quit, neither one wanting to give, and nothing to be had here. Mike McMillan in the 42 falling behind there with the 12. As the 12 there of Rick LePage. I think right now he's just trying to lie low for a while, just kind of see if he can figure this one later on in. But right now, definitely some hard charging, hard battling. And once again, as I mentioned before, I'm not sure how many times I'm going to call these guys doing this tonight, but Brandon Coleman just made the big move around that 43 of Paul Durkee. Durkee had nowhere to go and nowhere to be, and unfortunately it cost him some ground and time here. Moving on by here, still doing his own thing, still doing his own stuff. Got a nice run and a half coming his way here. Good position, good field awareness here on what he's trying to do. Throw it on through now. Look at this. Naylor and Doty, they've got some hard charging coming around. Justin Lawson falls into the back. A daily double has been occurred there for Lawson, and it's not the daily double he likes to see. That's the reverse double, as we call it. Throw him on through here, down and about. We come on through out of turn 4. Big run and a half coming here from that 4 of Naylor. We haven't talked about him all day long. The Ford F-150 looks like he's finally found a seam and a half and got a run coming. He's charging hard up to that front line here. Pay close attention to that speedometer right there, folks. You see that little middle, you see right in the middle there? Watch carefully at how high it goes up and how much it doesn't really go down at all. And if you listen carefully, you don't hear the truck get off the throttle or off pace at all. He stays in the momentum and stays in the run as hard as he can. You can drive this thing wide open here, but you do need to tap the gas. So you need to tap off the brake here to kind of burp the throttle going to the corner so the truck takes a set. Let it stick down on the ground and then build up momentum to carry him on down out of exit. So that way you can get a better run and shorten the track up to the best of your abilities. And that's exactly what they're doing right now, is trying to shorten the track up and not spin the tires. What does that mean when you spin the tires? It means the tires are not gripping on the road. If you don't have a surface to those tires, gravity and friction does not build momentum and does not keep it going. It's not rocket science, but at the same time it is. More grip means more gravity to the bottom, means more grip, which means more speed because you have more traction to push forward. And speaking of pushing forward, look at this. 4 trucks looking to eye that 51 Nerds machine of Brandon Coleman. Coleman, man, you better be careful. You got some heavy hitters coming your way, my friend. They are hungry for a win. Last time we were here with these guys, of course, as we mentioned, was with the WWT Raceway Series. And the winner over there that night, I believe, trying to remember who exactly we had as a race winner last time here. William Estes. So the 54 of William Estes tonight, definitely looking to try to go back to back on PTM Racing TV. They have had a few races here before though, so they actually have been running already while we were not showcasing our cameras. But you know, even they told me earlier, like, you know, we just wanted to have a little bit of fun, just kind of get things situated by. But you know, we love these broadcasts, so we gotta try to join them in a little bit more and have some fun with them. Well, it's good to have you guys at least letting us come on out and showcase your racing right now. This is definitely some incredible racing, and in my opinion, very compact and very smart on how you set the race up. I always like those 1 hour marks. Like 1 hour racing to me is like a sweet spot. It's just right. But that doesn't mean I don't like calling 2 hours or 2.5 hours of hard, clean battles of racing. It's just a little harder to do because you really have to be careful about timing. So this is more about short runs, hard battles, but trying to also figure out the longest run in case you might need it for later. That's what I love about this stuff, and it's always good action-packed adventures here. Work him on by out of turn 3, down into turn 4 here. Paul Durkee still hanging on to what he can here, trying to get up there with the 51 of Brandon Coleman. Coleman, though, is not going to lay off, folks. Next time by, we're halfway to the end of this one. Can Coleman stay ahead of the curve? Can Durkee find a way around him? Or will William Estes get back-to-back here on PTM Racing TV? Or will we see a new driver like Kyle Jackson in the 6 machine take home a W here tonight? These questions, all that must be answered tonight. And when we get past the halfway point, we will go quick to a quick commercial break here to give a word to the sponsors. As we are halfway now into this one right now, folks. Brandon Coleman, man, he has got the race lead, and he is still not laying an inch off on this one. Kyle Jackson, man, he's fighting hard. Trying to challenge him up to the front here, trying to challenge his way back on in. See him, maybe he's got something here for him. Now Jackson back down the bottom here. Estes gives up an opening. You can't leave the room open there when it comes to making moves, and the 6 of Kyle Jackson knows all about that. But Estes, he holds on there. Quite a bit of a run on his end. They stay into this one. Now Justin Lawson, the outside line. They're out of turn 1, down through in turn 2. He goes up high, trying to bring it back down to apex it off. Maybe trying to get the draft off the 6 of Jackson. Round and round we go here, side by side. They take it by still. As the 4 there. Looks like a little bit of trouble there for the 39 of Brian Doty. But the 4 there, Steven Naylor, he is still running hard, really making his time up from earlier. He's got a long way to go, though, if he wants to take this one home. And look at this now. Back on the attack is Durkee. You heard him say it a minute ago. The best 543 Ford F-150 heavy-duty machine has been on its game tonight. It's holding out pretty well here, I must say. He is really working it on in, trying to build up momentum to get up there with the 51 of Coleman, but they are opening the door up as well for that Toyota Tundra. That is William Estes now making his big move on around the triumphant battle to the end. A Ford versus a Ford and a Toyota Tundra in the middle of all of it. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with some more PTM Racing TV for the East Coast Racing Circuit. Tonight's race sponsored in part by our good friends over at Freedom Landscaping. Freedom Landscaping is, of course, our sponsor here for these drivers here tonight. They're the landscaping for all your landscaping needs, and if you guys are looking to get them down in your yard and landscape your place up, be sure to call them up at 336-909-0629. And then also a very special word to the sponsors over at Durkee Stoneworks. The stone walls and sidewalk patios furnishing company is the only way to go when it comes down to getting a right job at the right price. So what are you waiting for? Call up Durkee Stoneworks for more information. All right, let's focus back on in the race here as we get them by here. Everybody's still jockeying for position, still running their line here, building them up by as the 43 of Paul Durkee trying to get back up there with the 54 of William Estes, and Brandon Coleman right now with 35 laps to go has the race lead. It's been even keel. It's been good racing all around to start. I haven't expected anything less here of these guys, and now Las Vegas is starting to really show why we love calling this one. Doesn't matter if you're in Cup, doesn't matter if you're in Xfinity, and it does not matter if you're in trucks. I'd actually say these trucks are probably my favorite to watch here because they just seem like they can get a lot better runs and battles compared to what you would see from Cup and Xfinity. Cup, you have to really be kind of touchy with them. Trucks, who says anything about touchy? You can just full throttle assault it all the way around. Back on in, we come out of turn 1, back on through to turn 2. They go. Paul Durkee down the inside line, makes a big jump there to William Estes. Estes trying to hold him off, trying to stay in this one. Round and around we go here, down out of turn 3. Back on in we go. Brandon Coleman in that 51 machine hanging on by a thread or a half, if you will. Still trying to stay in this, still trying to keep it going, keep it running. Durkee to the inside line. Look at this. He builds it up. He looks for the hard charge. The full throttle assault is initiated. Oh my goodness. This is looking good. This is looking strong here. But Durkee not able to get the jump on Coleman. And Estes now crossover high to low. He goes for a low blow. He rakes it on in. They have it side by side. What a race finish that would have been if that was the finish right there. Well, it's going to be a finish to the end, that's for sure. 32 laps left to go. Estes and Durkee have not got off each other's tails. Neither one wants to quit. Oh, and Durkee gets a tag there from Estes as they swing it on by. Dial Jackson has to back off, get out of the throttle a little bit. He gets out of trouble and gets out of the way, and Justin Lawson and Kyle Jackson, they pull the daily double on Estes and Durkee after that little contact made there. We got to go to the PTM Instant Replay, taking a look at that one here, see if there was any foul play there. I did not see any foul play on that end, but you know what? We got to take a look at the replay. Right there, man. They got into it there. Estes kind of got a little tag there from Durkee. Durkee was trying desperately to stay in it with him, but unfortunately, as they were coming on around, that battle was really starting to showcase what was going down. Here was the full replay from that start. That's how tight they get to one another, folks. That's how close these drivers are coming within reach. Let's see right here. Was there a little bit of a bump? Durkee kind of gets up a little bit, got down a little bit. Estes kind of gets into him, and unfortunately, lost a lot of ground and time there because of it. It looks like Durkee has gone in pit road there. He has to get a little bit of a damage repair up on that truck before time is too late, or he might be thinking pit strategy. I don't know if that's the smartest time to go in pit road though, my friend, but you know what? I'm not on the track, so I don't know what they're dealing with. I was always a dirt track racer, so if anything, if I damage my stuff up, I damage my stuff up. I was just going to fight to the end with it. But in asphalt, really, that's definitely not what you want to do. You want to try to keep it clear and keep it clean all the way through and try to hold your tires and everything accountable. But Round and about we go here at turn 3, down through and down turn 4. You can see the 6 of Kyle Jackson really building up momentum to carry by here, trying to stay in this one. 28 laps to go, and I'll say this again, folks. If you guys are looking to join a league or you're wanting to get into a good racing series that is broadcasted, I'd recommend East Coast Racing Circuit, man, because I think we're going to be with these guys for quite some time. They're only an hour long, and the truck races are pretty solid, good racing, and clean drivers. And honestly, I've talked to them before. They're pretty good about, you know, a lot of things. They're very good folks, I'll tell you that much. And speaking of good folks, here comes Justin Lawson. Round and about out of turn 4 here. A hard charge coming by, looking to get the Vase Company 20 machine around that 6. Trying to work it on around now. William Estes, after that little hiccup with Turkey, now charges through. Through on around we go here. All drivers still jockeying for position, still running their line here, and they're running their race. Back on fourth, here they go. Here the 6th there, Kyle Jackson. Still hanging in there, still doing what he can here to hang on by. Estes looking to try to gain a draft, trying to build momentum. The 20th Lawson is hanging in there by a good margin. 26 laps left in this one, folks. Look at this, Rick LePage now, after getting around Brian Doty, has got some momentum carried on through to stay in this. Stephen Naylor on the 4 right now, struggling to gain back time earlier. And Mike McMillan kind of doing his own thing. Looks like the 20 and the 51 are going in pit side here, and Paul Durkee is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to Paul there. I think he might have blown a motor or had a little trouble there from that bump he took. That's a tough break there. Sucks. Sheer shame for him there. I can't believe that happened to him there. Well, we'll see him next time out. And right now, you've got a battle for the race lead here. Although I'm not really sure if they're going to go in pit side here this next time by. Kyle Jackson trying to work that inside line in around. And William Estes goes in pit road. Jackson will be the only guy to stay out for a whole lap. That's going to either be 2 things. 1, really good for him to really stay in this. Or 2, that's going to be really bad because he's going to have these guys coming at him with a lot of momentum. Well, here they come now, down and about. Justin Lawson will charge his way up. He's going to try to get a little help there from Coleman. Listen carefully. You're going to see this draft really build up as they work that back, as they work around the rear here. Or I say otherwise, Lawson decides, well, I don't really want to fight Coleman off, and Coleman just wants to get a run on me, so right now I guess I'll just deal with what I got. That was probably not exactly what I think he was expecting there, but you can see the 51 there of Brandon Coleman now starting to charge his way up. Everybody's still in pit side here as William Estes tries to get out. Not enough time there. As the rest of our field works them on in now, trying to get back out on the rhythm section. Kyle Jackson currently was the race leader as the scoreboard tries to get situated back on in here. Looks like we finally got things getting situated out here. As they bring it on around, Coleman is going to take the race lead away with Justin Lawson falling right behind. Did Lawson play the best strategy here with Brandon Coleman here? Kyle Jackson still in pit road here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he just did not get the stuff he was wanting there and ended up losing ground and time up, but that puts him way back to the pack as Mike McMillan now has to work with William Estes to try to catch up to these two right up front here. 22 laps to go here. There's time left for these drivers. They got to hurry up though. Going on around down that back straightaway, down out of turn 3, back on in. Brandon Coleman swings it right down to the bottom here in the Nerds 51 machine. And Lawson has got a hard charge his way, doing everything he can to stay ahead of this situation. Neither driver wanting to quit, neither one wanting to give it all, and they are giving it all its worth here to try to stay ahead of the curve here. Everybody has their run, everybody has their line, their momentum. And right now I think it just so happens to be that Coleman has got what he needs here. Threw it on back around here. Coleman now gets a good jump there on that line there. Still holds it in. Lawson in the right behind him. As Mike McMillan in the 42 here still stays it on in with the 54 there. William Estes looking behind him. We've got 20 laps to go here. This could be anybody's race to the end. Who wants it more and who wants this one to the finish? 20 laps is not a lot of time to be making mistakes here. It's not a lot of time for anybody. They've got to start fighting harder here because McMillan and Will Estes are coming up hard. Here we go here. Everyone's still beating and banging, running their line, running their course, giving it what it's worth. 18 laps left in this one. Coleman trying desperately to stay ahead. Lawson trying to catch him. I got a feeling that Lawson's just waiting for that right moment, the right time to get him. You see how close that Coleman, though, is getting right to that wall. He's trying to apex it straight off that corner, down the bottom as hard as he can. And you can see it's actually working in his favor because Lawson is having a hard time really getting him there. And that's not just running off a draft. That's pure unalterated horsepower that is stabilizing to the bottom for Coleman. He's definitely wanting to get his very first race win in this season. At least on PTM Racing TV, that is. Still, though, everybody jockeying for their run, jockeying for position as they continue on by. Now look at this. William Estes and Mike McMillan have caught up to the race leaders. McMillan goes up to the middle, and he goes up high. I don't know if that was a strategized move or maybe he just overdrove in an entry. It's easy to do. You can full throttle assault it for a while, but you got to be careful about burping it every now and then. 16 laps left in this one here. Who wants this more and who's going to take this one on to the cleaner? Because Lawson, McMillan, and Estes are the only drivers that have a chance to get around Coleman if everything goes their way. Well, you can just see the momentum that's carried through here on that 54 machine. Estes is desperately trying to help McMillan to help himself. So, even though they may not be your teammate, you got to at least try to help someone out once in a while to get up to somebody. As the world's fastest gamer in the 42 machine tries to hang it on by. McMillan now opens the door up, though. And Estes probably getting tired of trying to draft with him. We'll move it on into the inside line here and make a jump up ahead. Now he's got to try to get Lawson's draft and then catch him, and then maybe he might have a chance at Coleman. 14 laps remaining in this one, folks. In the back of our pack, Brian Doty's a lap down. Stephen Naylor in the back of the pack here. Earlier, hard charged the way through, and Rick LePage, the only other driver we haven't really talked too much about right now, currently falling fuel tile here and not really getting the runs he was looking for. But it's good to have him on board here and have him around here tonight. We saw him last time out when we were at WWT Raceway. And of course, you got that 6 of Kyle Jackson, man. What can we say about him? He had a great race earlier with these guys, but once that caution came out and then he had to go in pit side, everything changed up. And in my opinion, his strategy of fuel-wise was not what he probably should have expected or done. But again, that's just my opinion. He might have expected a caution to come out. It's hard to say sometimes, but you know, these drivers always are willing to put up a fight and give it everything they can here. Right on around we go here. Now look at this. Estes has got the draft on Lawson, and it looks like McMillan is slowly but surely making his way up. Folks, this could be a finish and a half here if they can get this one on in. Don't tune out. Don't go anywhere. If you can, share us on around and get some views on this one, because this finish looks to be a heated one. This looks like Estes to the inside line. He saves some tires up, and you can see Lawson doesn't quite have the momentum to hang with him. Estes now looking to try to get one last full throttle assault to the race win. He wants to go back to back on PTM Racing TV border circle here. He'll work him on by here, still hard on the throttle, hard on the attack. Looking to bring Coleman back at. Round they go here. We're all on board here with Estes. You can see Coleman is doing everything he can to defend the bottom, but the problem is where you gotta lift up and bring it back up to. That's gonna open the door up to Estes with 10 laps to go. This could be something else here. You can see Lawson right behind him here, trying to get that draft, trying to get a nice momentum build up there. Great shot from our cameraman to put that camera right there. I'll tell you one thing, that producers may not do their job right sometimes, but the cameramen definitely are. Round and around they go, and Estes gets into the wall out of turn on the back stretch. That might have just been what Coleman needed, and that might have slowed him up a little too much. Damage up on the right side. Looks like a fender got bent in there. You see that wheel there, it got tamed in just a little bit. That might play a factor here. Was that the little break that Coleman needed to stay ahead of Estes? I don't know, because Estes right now has still got a good draft on him. And if you look at the timer, he's only losing him by a tenth every time, but that back stretch and that front stretch is going to be where everything changes, because that's now a drag race to get around him. Threw it on around here. Justin Lawson in that 20 machine, still fighting for what it's got, trying to fight his way to the top. Neither driver wants to quit. Neither one wants to give. There is no quit in either one of them here. Lawson now looking to the inside with only 8 laps to go. Estes is in trouble because I think that little bump in the back might have cost him dearly. Or did it? Looks like he's finally starting to get ground up with that corner, but he can't corner it. I'm seeing it more and more. He can't corner it in as well as Coleman now. After that little bump, I think the tire and the fender got burnt in a little bit. And every time he goes to the left, that tire gets stuck on the fender just a hint. And it may not seem like it, but once that tire gets into that fender, it slows you down and loses you a lot of ground and time up. That is big trouble here for Estes. Estes is in trouble. He needs to get something going here at pronto. They'll bring him on around this time by, and it looks like he's going to get just that, as I mentioned, because Lawson has still got that draft on him here, helping him on by. This could be a photo finish here with 6 laps to go. Estes is trying to get around Coleman. Coleman defends. He blocks him on the bottom. Now Estes looks like he's going to try to go for the outside lines that carry him on down the front stretch. Down the chicane, down into turn 1. We bring him on back through here. Estes had a nice run and a half there on Coleman. Coleman managed to defend and block, and you can see Estes slowing up more and more here. This isn't like what you would see in heat, where it's like you got blocked off for a second, you can fight back. No. If you get blocked like that, it gets opened up to the door for the other driver. The inside line shows Justin Lawson with 5 to go, make the pass for second. And Mike McMillan in the Ford F-150 trying to build up some heavy momentum. It's carrying him on by. We'll swing him on around out of turn 2 this time around. This could be a finish we've been expecting from this track. We've seen photo finishes before from the legends, from the street stocks, from trucks, from Cup, from Xfinity at one point. We have seen it all, but I don't think Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as much as it's had incredible races, has never seen a photo finish between any of our drivers. Will that change now? Because Justin Lawson is right on the tail end of winning his very first race. Showcased on PTM Racing TV, that is. Around they go here. We are at a hot big. The energy is electric. The build-up is key. And let me tell you something, my heart's pumping a little bit more as I'm watching this. The excitement is there. 3 laps left to go. Can Lawson make the move? Can Coleman stay ahead? Coleman trying to get a little nerdy and get smart with this one and take Lawson to the cleaners. Lawson is desperately trying to wait his moment, wait for the time. He's also trying to build the draft up and not get in the wall like I saw Estes earlier. Estes used up too much tire, and that definitely cost him because now he's getting put back even further here. 2 laps to go. The green flag's flying high. This next time by, we switch it to the white next time. Does Lawson have enough? Does he have enough momentum? Can he catch him? That's my question. Now down around turn 1, back on in. Lawson looking for a draft, looking for help. He can't get him on the corners. Brandon Coleman might have just sealed his fate if he can hold on to those corners a little bit more. I think Lawson's in trouble here. He can't get it to the bottom, and Coleman is doing a tremendous job cornering off that section there, and that's really what's helping him take the lead here. The white flag is out now. We've got 1 to go. Work him on in. Lawson has one more chance, barring any mistakes. Can he get him on the draft? Can he build it up quick? He's going to try it. Here they go, down to the back stretch, turn 3. I don't think he's got enough momentum. He's going to try and get him in the corners. Look at this. Full throttle assault into the back of Coleman. Down to the inside now, back on through there, and final finish into the end. Down around, and Coleman will take the win, but not by much, only by a truck length. Brandon Coleman is going to take the race win here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What a race. Lawson fought hard, and oh my goodness, I thought he had something in that last corner, but Lawson gets into the back of Coleman, can't quite clear him. And the 42 of Mike McMillan, for the first time, I believe, goes into the podium in the 42 machine. What a race, what a battle. That was a good show, to say the least here, folks. I hope you caught the end of that one, because that was some good racing. And you know what time it is now. When you're in Vegas, you got to hit the casinos for this one, because we're going to roll the dice and swing them on by. Brandon Coleman is your race winner. Woo, these never get old. I love calling these the end of my days, man. These are just so much fun. What a battle. What a race. It's always impressive to me how hard these drivers have to fight for everything they've got, and how hard they have to fight for all they can just to try to become a champion. And Coleman tonight definitely, in my opinion, showed the moniker of what it means to be a champion. Being fight for everything you've got, fight for all your spots and every chance you can to stay ahead of the victory. Let's go ahead and bring in our top 3 drivers here in a minute. We'll make sure that they want to talk with us. Alright, so we'll bring him on in now. This is the 42 of Mike McMillan. McMillan, not the best start on the first half, but the second half you start to bring this truck to life and start to really get the world fastest gamer 42 up to the front. What was going through your mind there on those last few laps?
Oh, just hoping I could save a little bit more tires than those front guys, but they did a pretty good job.
Definitely for sure there, my friend, and it really showed when you were coming down the wire there. You had a hard-fought battle up to the end, and it was incredible, to say the least here. But I mean, I gotta ask you, do you guys just like running here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Because this was some of the best racing we've seen here quite a while for PTM Racing TV.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a pretty flat-out track in the trucks, so makes for pretty good racing.
It definitely did indeed, man. That was some good stuff. Loved all that here, and definitely appreciate you guys tuning in and also giving a little word here to the friends and family out here and fans out here. So I gotta ask you, man, who do you want to thank here for this third place podium finish?
Just check out the show World's Fastest Gamer on Amazon Prime. It's pretty cool if you haven't seen it.
All right, well, you folks are at home, if you haven't already, go check them out, and I think you definitely made that sponsor proud here tonight, Mike. So congratulations here on a third place finish here. We'll hopefully see you next time when you come by here at PTM Racing TV, my friend.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike McMillan, the 42, your third place finisher here tonight. And now let's go ahead and see if our good friend Brandon Coleman is going to talk with us here in Victory Lane. Brandon Coleman has now joined us on in, and Brandon, that was hard racing. That's some hard racing all the way through there, buddy. You had a fight for that one. You had some good battles there with Paul Jerky, and you had Lawson kind of coming up on you in the later half, and McMillan kind of working by. But I gotta be honest with you, I thought your best runs there was really against Estes and Durkee, but Durkee ends up getting in there with Estes, and then you ended up getting that chance to finally take it away, and even Kyle Jackson was kind of hiding in there a little bit. But what a finish to the end. What was going through your mind throughout that process?
just knew if I could save tires and keep the lead, I'd be all right. That middle groove, it was tough to get around on the bottom, and you definitely couldn't get around on the top. And I knew I could put the Nerds F-150 in victory lane and show that Best Buy Paul Durkee driver that Best Buy needs to get a better driver.
Ouch. I think that's some Finley failed shade right there if I ever heard it. But I mean, Coleman, I gotta ask you, man. You fought hard fought all week, and you really proved tonight why you guys can run as good as you can. And this league definitely proven to be a stomping ground for good racing. I gotta ask you, who do you want to thank you for this finish?
Definitely want to thank Nerds. I want to thank you guys for coming out and sponsoring our races and all the hard work you guys do. And want to thank everybody in the league for participating and being good, clean racers. And that's about it.
All right. Well, you guys heard it at home. Brandon Coleman rooting on for some sponsors and some folks out here, and I think you definitely made a few friends and family here tonight happy, and probably some new fans out there, my friend. That was some good back battles here at Las Vegas. Congratulations on your win here tonight. Long overdue for a win, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Coleman, the 51 Nerds Machine, your race winner here tonight. One last word to the sponsors over at Freedom Landscaping, and then, of course, the sponsors over at Drew Key Stoneworks. Drew Keystone Works, excuse me. These guys have sponsored up the show and sponsored up the channel, this race here tonight for these drivers to go on out and give you guys a showcase race that they just did here tonight. What a battle and what a show. It was great all around. And folks, if you missed it here on Facebook, we'll go ahead and put it up on YouTube here in just a short little while. But for now, we must call it a night and call it quits. So from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, we can't thank you guys enough for tuning on in. Thanks to East Coast Racing Circuit for having us come on out. And if you guys are also curious, again, go on down to their link I left in the stream here tonight. Click on the East Coast Racing Circuit. Check them out on Facebook. Ask them, hey, can I race? Because they are definitely taking drivers for Season 2, and they are always ready to have a good time out there. So just heads up, I would go and have some fun with you here, guys. So they're a great bunch of folks and good drivers. I think they're definitely worth your time. But from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, we're not going to be here tomorrow night. But if somebody calls us up, we'll change that pretty quick. So if you guys know anybody that wants your show broadcasted for tomorrow night, call us up. I don't care what time. Call us. Just call us, man. We'll get you in. So we'll go ahead and get that race in if it comes by. But for now, tomorrow seems to be an off day as Pedal to Metal Racing League will take their week off for Thursday night as well. On Tuesday night, though, or excuse me, Monday night, we're going to return for Pure Speed Elite Series, and then we're going to return with Tuesday night's action from the Fast and Fun Cup Series, a Champion Power Equipment sponsored series. We'll bring them back out. And, of course, Wednesday night, Old School will be taking the week off, so they will be having a time off as well. And then Friday, we're back with Split. And then Saturday night, Flyby returns with their showcase. And I believe we'll have East Coast joining us in as well that night, but we'll see later on. But for now, though, guys, we did have to call it quits, so I'm going to stop ranting for the night. Thank you, everyone at home, and thank you again for everyone that supports the channel and supports our show. If you guys are already going to have a Thanksgiving meal or dinner during this season, be sure to stay safe and take care out there. And we'll, guys, see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. When the time comes, be safe, everyone. God bless. Take care. Good night, everyone.